Under the Silver Lake, which is the follow-up feature from David Robert Mitchell, who made It Follows. Remember It Follows, the horror movie?
I remember you talking about
it.
And being a horror movie, I wouldn't have seen it.
So Andrew Garfield is kind of wastrel in LA, plays Sam. He does nothing other than sit around and spy on his neighbour, one of whom feeds her parrot topless. And then this glam new tenant called Sarah, played by Riley Keough, moves in. He spies on her too. And it would be creepy. But obviously, it's Andrew Garfield, so that's fine. And we're meant to think, Rear Window. But in case you hadn't noticed, it's okay, because a little bit later on, they'll go to a gravestone where there is a massive grave with the word Hitchcock written on it in really big letters. If you hadn't, I'm supposed to be getting there. So he nearly gets this thing together with his neighbour, and then she disappears, and there's a mystery, like the mystery of the Silver Lake comic book fanzine, some sort of zine thing which he reads, which seems to mirror the events of real life, including the bizarre activities of a serial dog killer. Okay, here's a clip.
I don't know about you because, and I haven't seen the film.
No,
but something about that scene tells me that something bad's about to happen.
Yeah, the rest of the film is about to continue playing. So, through the act of wandering listlessly from one kooky set piece to the next, he goes into a comic store, he has a conversation, he goes to an outdoor screening of some unsaleable film. He inevitably ends up at the James Dean Observatory because it's that film. He realises that pop culture is full of hidden messages that will reveal the truth about the world. And the film is so many questions, what's the parrot next door saying? What happened to the girl who disappeared? What's the cosmic significance of the old Playboy magazine that he stole from his father and now keeps by his bed, which should be creepy? But it's Andrew Garfield, so nobody cares. Why is it the rock band, who was supposed to be the biggest thing in the world on the cover of Rolling Stone magazine, looked like the outtake footage from Stardust that David Essex said, we're not having that in the movie, it looks far too naff? Why is it that the whole film makes me think Eyes Wide Shut isn't as bad a movie as I thought it was the first time round? What will the director do when David Lynch turns up at his door and says, oi, I want all my ideas back? Most importantly, what's going on? Who cares? And when will it end? When I came out of the screening, I thought it was terrible. I came out of the screening and I went, that was terrible. And a critic friend said, what do you mean? I said, well, it's Southland Tales, isn't it? And she said, oh, you're only saying that because Pete Bradshaw said that. I said, did Pete Bradshaw say that? I haven't read Pete Bradshaw's review, but it's Southland Tales, which is the film that the guy who made Donnie Darko made. So I then Googled. It turns out everybody has said Southland Tales. And you know why? Because, I admire Peter Bradshaw very much. He's absolutely spot on. It is Southland Tales, but everyone said it. So, like Southland Tales, it's made by a director who made a really good film. And, he made Donnie Darko, and David Robert Mitchell made It Follows. Like Southland Tales, it eschewed the simplicity of its original for this much more expansive, much more overly peopled, elongated running time. Like Southland Tales, it was at Cannes, where it is, up for in competition. And also, like Southland Tales, you sit there thinking, I'm going to have to go back and revisit my review of the previous film because I must have missed something the first time round because this is all over the place. It's utterly self-indulgent, totally messy, doesn't make any sense. It's like somewhere in the middle of it, you think there's this adolescent mishmash of comics, pop culture, over-signposted old film nods, patient testing, sort of cult, cod, obscuro dreariness that makes you really long for Roger Corman to come in with a big stick and an exploding helicopter and say, take an hour and a half out of it. Also, it's casually sexist in the most terrible way. Every woman has to, walk around in a state of undress. They're all dream girls or hookers or obscure objects of desire. And, that's why. Oh, well, because it's self-referential and postmodern. That famous thing about postmodernism, never having to say you're sorry. It's so tooth-grindingly boring that even the score, which actually in its essence separated from all this, I thought was quite good, sounded really, really irritating. It's up there on a par with John Boorman making Deliverance and then making Zardoz, or Michael Cimino making Deer Hunter and then making Heaven's Gate. The difference is, Deer Hunter was a hit and Zardoz is actually quite funny. And there will be stoner geeks who go, oh yeah, man, it's like this film about all the things about pop culture is all, and I am Andrew Garfield and I'm really hot sitting around spying on people. And then to them I say, listen, your prayers have been answered. They've made the movie that you want. Now take the movie, go and hide in the bunker because the apocalypse is coming, and let us close the bunker and put a big heavy piece of furniture on it so we never have to see you or the film ever again.
So you quite liked it?